In this lonely ass world, it's getting colder. I'm not going nowhere if I cannot take my boat there. My mind was bred a little different, yeah, from my own past. If I see heat, why the fuck would I wanna go there? Mama, I make you smile. Mama, your little nigga came from wildin'. Mama, always got in trouble, I was shouted. Mama, now I'm staring at shit. Mama, I'm the pilot. Mama, if I want something, I'ma go get it. Mama, swim with the sharks, piranhas, and fishes. Mama, it's so hard down here, God is my witness. Mama, I know where I'm going. Mama, I'm a fan. It's hard not knowing who is really gonna be there for me. I wish you could be here to see me the day I start touring. Shit be on my mind every second when I'm not recording. I'm waking up conversating with the Lord every morning. I mistakenly took the wrong path, I had to rewind. I fumbled trying to move too fast, I had to keep trying. Growing up, I got in trouble, told myself to keep lying. So much stress be building up, swear I be needing me time.
Good morning to the DMV and the rest of the world. This is your girl Reese, aka the best that ever did it, aka AM Morning, aka look into my eyes, tell me what do you see. I'm going to hypnotize you today. Woo! This is another edition of Wellness Wednesday. This is April the 5th. My. A quarter of the year, more than a quarter, has gone already. Today, we have special guests. Dr. Brenda Joy in the house. I'm sorry.
Not a doctor.
Not yet. Not yet.
And Michelle Pucciarelli is live and on the scene with Miss Brenda Joy as we talk about hypnosis today for Wellness Wednesday. Okay, before we dive into today's topic, this is the part where we chit-chat a little bit what's going on and everything in the news. And what we have observed or maybe not have observed. Before I go into my rhetoric, Michelle, is there anything that you or Brenda want to point out or state first about, what's happening around you and what are you seeing and everything that's going on? You got any news, boo?
Do I got any news? I don't think. I mean, I've been watching the world and it looks like it's about to go crazy. But other than that, I'm just sitting back and relaxing in Brenda's beautiful backyard.
Did you say about to?
Maybe, I don't know.
How about
psychic?
How about it's been crazy? The world has
called
been
me
crazy.
Psychotic.
I said maybe.
Althea, she said maybe I'm psychotic. That's true too.
I know definite answers, but if you want to say maybe, I'm not saying.
You'll love me anyway.
I'm not saying. Yeah. It won't be the first time I love a psychotic person, but hey. Well, I want to talk about. I know I'm not going to give the basketball thing LSU because I said what I had to say about that yesterday. No use to beating a dead horse. Can you see me now, Michelle?
I can see you.
So that's the sign. That's what she did. That's the John Cena face. See me. Yeah. That was a joke.
It was a silly thing.
Okay.
It was silly. It was so silly.
Michelle didn't get it.
People jump on the bandwagon over stuff like that.
Makes no sense.
She didn't get it. And I know Jill Biden was just joking when she said she had to be just joking when she said, "Hey, let's invite both teams back to celebrate at the White House," because that's not what we do. The winner circle is the winner circle for a reason, right?
I would think so.
And I don't think it's fair to give out trophies just because they're there.
I think those are called participation trophies.
No. Going to the White House is not a participation trophy. I'm sorry. LSU won fair and square. Oh, Iowa didn't. So, okay, maybe next time. But that is for the victor. Spoils go to the victor. Remember? You don't get, almost doesn't count. You don't get a trophy award for, I almost beat you. Almost. Yeah, but you didn't. So I hope she was just joking when she's, invited both girls back, because that has always been the tradition at the winter go. Okay. Yeah. Put that to the side. Then yesterday, your president gets, your ex-president, number 46, get
45.
45. He's gonna be 47. It don't matter. He coming back. I mean, to me, it's just a waste of taxpayers' money. This is just a show. It's a 3-ring circus. What's going on? And I'm kind of be like, I'm kind of over that whole thing. I don't see the relevant of it. You guys give me some. You may shed some light on it. I think they just need to leave it alone and keep it moving, because they didn't do nothing when he was in house. So leave him alone. He's away with double jeopardy. What do you and Brenda think about President 45?
What do you think about 45?
45. My mom was a New Yorker, so I grew up with stories about him long before that New Yorkers didn't respect him. So,
See? I wasn't making it up. There's stories all over New York about how this man, El Presidente, built his casino with the mob.
And we're not talking about
that. And ripped a lot of people off.
I'm talking about him being indicted in the news now.
Right, but again, him being indicted in the news now,
right?
And what we knew of this person as the character that he was, I'm not surprised he's getting indicted now. But again, the real question is, are they actually going to admit they had a criminal running the United States of whatever we are now?
Lay down.
I mean, there's always been criminals. Right? What they do when they get in it is criminal. So it's just a bunch of smoke and mirrors. But that's solely my opinion. It's not the reflection of the Morning Mac show or Molly's. It's just solely my opinion. So I can only give you that. But an opinion is like an asshole. Everybody got one.
And they stink.
Ew.
Hey, that's what it is. Okay. So, we can get right on into the hypnosis part. Do you guys, what is your breakdown of hypnosis? When you say hypnosis, do you believe in it? What is it?
I do. That's why I'm here hanging out with her today. I'm going to be your guinea pig.
Oh.
Well, I've hypnotized other people before.
I can't wait. It's okay.
Look, it's going to be like that movie Get Out. Black people are not into hypnosis. Didn't y'all see that movie Get Out?
Oh, I know, right? That did not help. But that's hypnosis that, how would you say it? Covert hypnosis?
Yes.
Versus you coming into an office or working online with an actual hypnotist. Because there are parameters. I'm not going to have a teacup. But that's a good thing to think about when I don't have a teacup.
I know. Yeah.
So, Brenda, have you actually hypnotized somebody before?
Oh, yeah, several times.
Ooh.
And I've been hypnotized myself. And as somebody with PTSD, we are very mindful about, we don't want to be controlled by anybody, almost to an over-the-top level. And the biggest thing I learned about hypnosis is your brain will never do anything you don't want it to. So you choose to be hypnotized. And even while you're in a hypnotic state, you're fully aware of what's going on. So it's not like the TV version at all.
Wow. Have you been successful with it?
Oh, yes. I've had people working on, there's a whole array of things hypnosis can do, but I've been working on people just trying to change some habits, like maybe 3 new behaviors that they want. And it works really well because it's not an instant fix. Like anything's not an instant fix because, it takes time for the brain to restructure itself and make new cognitive patterns. But the nice part about hypnosis is it helps expedite that, because when you're in a very relaxed state with the sequence that you can use in hypnosis, your brain is more receptive subconsciously to the patterns that you want to change, or unfortunately what you don't want to change, like, because TV is a form of hypnosis. I mean, we're hypnotized every day technically
By our phones.
if anything. Yeah, no doubt. And social media. But actual hypnosis is a way to unhypnotize you from all the stuff that's out there and really work on yourself.
Wow.
Again, why I'm here today.
Michelle keeps saying that's why she here today. Oh wow. Do you find it some people do it work for everybody? It don't work for everybody, right?
Correct. I haven't had that experience yet, but I do hear stories. And I do think it just depends on what your expectations are, because sometimes it's what you don't notice is the success.
So how do you know if you successfully hypnotize somebody?
Just when they report back the next week, maybe the symptoms have, I've turned down the volume on some of their symptoms, or maybe they haven't reacted so quickly, or I haven't really gone into far with quitting drinking and smoking, but I've heard from other hypnotists great stories that the people just will not touch anything alcoholic. Like this one lady, she was drinking a lot of wine and she was hypnotized to stop drinking. And years later, she had something with cooking sherry in it. And as soon as she tasted it, she's like, oh, I can't. That's how good it worked.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Wow. So what tell me some of the things you normally hypnotize the people from? Like overeating,
anxiety, depression, pain control.
Control. You can hypnotize people out of pain.
Yeah, to reduce the pain, because as weird as it sounds, and believe me, I have fibromyalgia. Pain is created from our brain. It's subjective, technically.
Really?
Yeah. Which I know it sounds like foil hat stuff there, but but you can train your brain to turn the volume down on it.
Well, I definitely have to come and see you then, because that would be awesome if I could. Yeah, definitely. I have neuropathy. You can hypnotize me from that pain?
I'm sorry, there's a bee by my face.
There's a bumblebee flying around.
What did we say?
Can you help hypnotize her to help her with the pain that you have where?
Neuropathy.
She has neuropathy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I
also
definitely got this.
Probably give you a laundry list of natural remedies that help with neuropathy too.
Yeah, I take the laundry list and medical list, and the neurologist said that the damage is done. There's nothing they could do. They give me the medicine to try to keep the pain under control and bearable. Right. So I'm like, geez, thanks, Doc. Yeah. So if you can help me with that pain, definitely.
MD doctors, they have very little knowledge in the holistic health, but they have a broad knowledge in pharmaceuticals, because the pharmaceutical companies pay for part of their college.
Money.
And I'm tired of being drugged up, because the medicine they give me, one of it is Neurontin, and that is a psych drug. They give people for depression and stuff, and it takes me out of my space. Like when I take it and when it's in my system, the first couple of hours, I'm like a zombie. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that feeling. I don't
like she's like, when she takes her medication, she's asleep with her eyes open.
Oh, I believe it.
It's like, what?
Yeah, well, when I took Lyrica for the first time, I realized how much pain I was in, and it validated me, but then it made me so tired I couldn't function. And I gained a lot of weight back then.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's exactly. They gave me, for those of you all who don't know, neuropathy, there's the nerve damage in my legs and all over my body, where the receptors or the receptacles are broke. It don't zap, you don't get the same feeling sensation, because it's misfiring. It causes my body to have a lot of pain in different areas all over my freaking body. My niece used to call me Aunt Tourette's. I used to scream out like, because that's how it shocked you, like electricity. Yeah. It's like, and it shocks the hell out of you, like you've been like lightning in your bone. Okay, it hits you fast and then it go away, but it's a constant zap, right?
Yeah.
And it messes up your whole day. No matter what are you doing, you could be holding a dish and you get a pain, you drop it. You could, it's just, it's not good. Okay, neuropathy is not good.
Well, then you don't feel in control of your health because you don't know when it's going to happen.
Exactly. So they said that I had a seizure when I was in the hospital. I don't remember this. So they gave me this cocktail. They gave me gabapentin, Lyrica, and oh gosh, I always take it all the time and I can't think of the name of it. It's 10 milligrams. Baclofen.
Wow,
they gave me
baclofen,
right, gabapentin, baclofen, and Lyrica to try to keep the pain down. They did it with the Cymbalta too. They said, well, try this, because the Lyrica was swelling me up and making me hard to breathe. I had shortness of breath. And it was swelling me up. So they took me off of the Lyrica. Then they put me on after the Cymbalta and the Lyrica. I said, I don't need nothing extra. And I just stuck with the baclofen and the gabapentin. But that's enough. And they said the baclofen is for the seizure, for my muscles spazzing up in case I start seizing or whatever. I'm like, this is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to be hypnotized past the pain so I can move better, so I can get around better, so I can get control of my life better. And I want to be able to get help with my sight, with my vision, with overall health. But I talked and I said, enough. Let's watch this quick video and we could come back with Q&As with Michelle Pucciarelli and Dr. Brenda Joy. Not yet,
and Bessie.
But I like
Bessie's
to say,
here too. Bessie's with us too.
Bessie.
Yeah, and Bessie the service dog.
We could run the video.
Okay, but Molly's gonna run the video. But you know, that is funny when you're talking about the medication that they prescribe to you to get you better, and then it causes all these other side effects that make you actually feel worse. And then, like in Althea's case, they're telling her to lose weight. How do you lose weight when the medications they have you on makes you keep gaining it, and it's meant to keep you unhealthy?
Right. And then they'll give you more medications to deal with the side effects from the other medications. The VA had me on like 20 different meds at one time. It was horrible.
Yeah.
Just to fix one thing.
Yeah. And as it's a business. It's a business. Yes. We've all figured it out. And it's, the things that are supposed to help us feel better, the pills that we're supposed to pop, they're not the cure. They just keep making people more money.
Well, and they can damage your health. Like my esophagus and my stomach is ruined from the NSAIDs that the doctors prescribed me over the years.
Mine is too. Mine is too. Wow. I mean, well, I had a bunch of surgery. I think my esophagus is because I had a bunch of tubes going down my throat at one time. But I think that's why mine is kind of jacked up and everything. But yes, definitely. Molly Mall, we could run the video.
Is he busy backstage again?
He's always busy.
Close your eyes. Breathe in and out slowly. Picture yourself by the ocean. It's warm. You can hear waves. You're completely at ease. When I count backwards from 3, yada, 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 and ta-da! That's the Hollywood version of hypnosis. Luckily, it is bunk. But what is hypnosis? Is it real? The short answer is yeah, but maybe not the way you think. Hypnosis is a trance state characterized by suggestibility, relaxation, and heightened imagination. Kind of like daydreaming. Think of losing yourself in a book or in a movie. You're conscious, but you tune out stimuli, including your own worries and doubts. This happens more often than you might think. In fact, by that definition, you've probably accidentally hypnotized yourself before. You're highly suggestible when in trance, so when a hypnotist tells you to do something, you're more likely to do it. Hence the whole cluck like a chicken bit, right? Fear of embarrassment flies out the window, but not a sense of safety and morality. That's reassuring when you think about it. I mean, at least stage magicians are churning out temporary chickens instead of winter soldiers, right? Hypnosis is often described as a way to access the subconscious. That's the part of your brain that does all the behind the scenes thinking. This is the unsung hero in your head. It's solving problems. It's finding your stuff. It's giving you those out of the blue eureka moments and all that jazz. Psychiatrists think that hypnosis partially subdues the conscious mind. Think of your conscious mind as an inhibitive force. It's the thing that hits the brakes. Your subconscious mind, on the other hand, is the seat of imagination and impulse. If that's the case, then of course you become suggestible when the conscious part of you gets put on the cognitive back burner. The subconscious also regulates sensations and emotions. So if you're in trance, a hypnotist can trigger feelings and senses via suggestion, warmth, ocean waves. This part of your brain also helps store memories, meaning hypnotized people can access otherwise lost memories. But this also implies that it's possible to create false memories. Spooky stuff, right? And to be fair, skeptics have another explanation for this state. Social pressure. Their idea is that insecure people can be convinced that they should act a certain way. And when they do, they think, that must be in a trance. Kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy or placebo effect. This is just scratching the surface. I mean, we haven't even talked about how to actually hypnotize people and whether that whole pendulum thing is real. Spoiler alert, yes, it's meant to induce a state of suggestibility by making you focus on one object with such intensity that you lose track of all the other external stimuli. But enough about all of that. What do you think? Are people really being hypnotized? Have you yourself been put under? Let me know in the comments and subscribe to Brain.
Okay. Now, what do you think about what the young man just said?
A lot of it, but I will say the pendulum, when you do bilateral movement, you are engaging your right brain and your left brain. There's a therapy technique called EMDR, eye movement, desensitization, and reprocessing. And they use, like you watch somebody's hand going back and forth or a light bar or something like that. And their theory is, which to me is the same as hypnosis, is when you can put a person in a relaxed state and engage the right and the left brain, you can get to that pocket in your brain, so to speak, where the traumatic memories are, and you can open that up safely and reprocess them. So I agree with a lot of what he says, that stage hypnosis is not the same as therapeutic or what we're talking about, mental wellness. And you're in charge, and you hypnotize yourself every day. I mean, when you have something bad happen to you and your brain hyper focus on that one thing, like Maslow, was it not Maslow, who was it,
Pavlov?
Albert and the white rat, where he made the kid afraid of white rats. Back in the 50s when they experimented on kids.
No wonder my parents are the way they are.
But the thing is, he was afraid of anything that was similar for the rest of his life, because the trauma just kind of generalizes what your trauma is. So hypnosis is a great way to take that memory and reframe it and show that there's other options with that memory. And you could do that through therapy as well. But hypnosis just kind of embeds it deeper and kind of gets you on that track, and then maybe some therapeutic, because it's not like hypnosis and you're cured. Hypnosis helps you get along that path, but you still have to make choices and you still have to do things to improve your life. It just makes it easier.
Okay, I get you. So what about mass hypnosis? Because I really believe that most of America, they hypnotizing most of America's with subliminal messages, with commercialing, with TV, with the media. I believe they're hypnotizing the world now, or trying to hypnotize the world now for the people that focus on that. I believe that's what they're doing now. It's some type of subliminal way.
Absolutely. There's a whole entire dark psychology related to that. I mean, it started out in the 1960s on how to convince people things.
Was he starting first?
And what it is also, you got to remember, is we have something called mirror neurons. That's the tribal part of our brain, the caveman part, that belonging to a tribe means survival. And we don't need it necessarily today, but yet that remnant's still there. When we all are in a group and we're all mad at another group, that's those mirror neurons making us tribal. And we're not looking at facts, we're not looking at reality, because we're still programmed to be in a tribe, technically.
Now you mentioned that the study when they had the kids being scared of white rats, right? Could they use that same technique to have one group of kids afraid of another group of kids? Instead of the white rats, could it be like racial? Could they say, oh, you're afraid of all Asians, you're afraid of all Indians, you're afraid of all colored people? Are you, I mean, Latino? I mean, could they use that? Or you're afraid of white people? Can they use that uh, to make children afraid? And like you said, that tribal thing against other groups. I mean, it's really dark. Do you think they do that?
Well, and there is a study, it's from the 60s again, where this teacher took a classroom and had blue-eyed kids and brown-eyed kids. And she would just start suggesting brown-eyed kids know things. Brown-eyed kids are smarter. And very quickly did these kids start believing this stuff that the blue-eyed kid's like, well, I can't be smart because I don't have brown eyes.
Yeah.
And then take the Sanford prison experiment. Did you see that one? And they did a movie on it. But the Sanford prison experiment, they took college students, randomly divided them into prisoners and prison guards.
Oh.
And they reenacted being in a prison, and they fell into those roles so fast. To include Dr. Zimbardo, who was in charge of it, that it had to be stopped. Because they were punishing them and like by dragging them through thorn bushes and doing things. And these were normal, everyday people.
So if they were normal, everyday people that had no problem with like turning into somebody who was going to be mean and aggressive.
Well, they didn't. It's not that they had no problem with it. They just got caught up in the group mentality. So Dr. Zimbardo has the hero imaginary project, because he wants to teach people how this happens, like Abu Ghraib and stuff like that, and how to prevent it so that we can be a better society.
Wow.
But it is, people do get sucked up in that stuff if they're not careful.
Well, let's see what our group is saying. Let's say hello. Michelle, you want to do roll call?
I can. Larry says, good morning, fam. Dickie Slicky Woo Boo says, hey, peeps. Molly, more lies. He was going against the moon. Yeah, that was about the El Presidente mob. Exactly. Kenneth says, great rising, everyone. Nini's in the house. Good morning, fam. Love always. And Trevion's here. Good morning, everyone. Yay.
But nobody has anything to say about being hypnotized.
I guess nobody wants to be hypnotized.
Look, would you out there want to be hypnotized? Would you mind if somebody was poking around in your brain, opening and closing doors? Good morning, Kimberly. I see you. Kimberly had birthday celebration last night. Did you have a good time, girl?
She looked like she did.
Sorry we couldn't be there.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the idea of hypnosis in a therapeutic sense, because for me, there is so much already going on in my mind. And I do the talk therapy every week with, my therapist. I do the AA meetings, but I also know, like, I feel in my own mind, like I've plateaued. I feel like there is a block. And again, sure, I can turn to drinking. Sure, I can turn to drugs, but that's just going to not allow me to cope what's deep inside of my mind. So that's why, like, for me right now, like, I'm going back and forth, I'm off the wagon, on the wagon, off the wagon. And I don't like going through that same pattern, because I know that's not the person I want to be. So now for me, if this is an option that it gives me to, like, sit and relax, to feel safe with somebody I know, and honestly, like, assess what is going on in my brain.
Michelle, do you think that you drink or do the drugs to forget? Is it like some PTSD?
I do. I'm diagnosed. I have PTSD. I was diagnosed with PTSD, bipolar. I have anxiety. I think that there's a couple of other things. The alcoholic, that's in there too.
But that's why you drink, because you have all the other things going on, right?
I get so overwhelmed. And right now, being bipolar, what I've realized, and this is why alcohol is not good for me, because as a bipolar person who runs high all the time, when I drink, it's not good that I can feel my brain slow down and then I think I'm smart. That's not a good sign. In my mind,
it's a depressant.
It's a depressant. So while, I'm calming my mind and making myself feel a little better, all the anxiety, all the worry, all the things that I'm drinking to try to hide from is going to be there when I open my eyes the next morning.
Yeah.
You know, and at some point I've gotten tired of hiding and running.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
I know.
Isn't that what Smokey will always say? You look, and no matter where you go, there you are.
Exactly. That is true.
Look, Austin Powers said that.
Well, and that's the thing with anxiety, PTSD, and depression is we always seem to be inclined to want to find things to shut our brain off, be it alcohol or drugs or overeating or something like that. But as you guys are talking about, it might seem to work temporarily, but long term, you're delaying your healing, and then you might be adding some issues on top of that if you're making poor choices.
Yeah. I mean, I know for me in my life, I was 300 pounds because I love food to cope. And then I went to sex, and then I went to alcohol. Yeah. You know, so at this point, you know, the writing was on the wall. And at this point in time, I'm choosing to accept things that as they are. And now I'm like, hey, Brenda, you told me you did this thing. You want to try it out?
That would be awesome. So, guys, in case you didn't know, you just getting in, Michelle is going to be hypnotized today.
Yes. By my friend Brenda, a comedian, and therapist. But again, yeah, she wears many hats. But again, I mean, I feel lucky enough that she's willing to share a little bit of one of her hats with me.
I'm glad that you trust her, because I don't trust nobody poking around in my brain, in my mind. When they said that they can also implant false images or false things in your mind, I got enough poking around in my mind. I don't want anybody to.
Right. And that's what the code of ethics comes in, you know, just like a doctor or anybody else, a true practitioner has a code of ethics and, you know, to do no harm, basically. And I can't make you do anything. I can't implant anything that you don't want.
Yeah. And we've probably let a lot more other people in our minds that shouldn't have been there, that have poked around, that have turned our minds now into a prison, and we need to set ourselves free.
Yes, we have. And including me. But what I'm saying, I think it's like if hypnosis really worked, it would be less fat people, less sick people, less. You know, I'm a skeptic when it comes to hypnosis.
And there would be if more people were open to it.
That's the world we're living in. Modern medicine that pays the bills, that gives people on drugs, that doesn't give anyone a cure and just keeps everyone sick.
Well, look, I'm down, but, you know, show me the money. Show me, you know, you could be hypnotized, and I'll sign up, you know, to see if I can get the help that I need, dealing with the pain, dealing with the movement. But I got to deal with the pain so I get off this medication so I can be able to lose the weight. People think because they see you and you're a big girl, they think you eat up the world. But my condition is different, caused by something else, caused by medication. I'm medically. I can say you're in a medical induced coma. I'm in a medical induced fat body.
Oh, come on!
It is what it is. I got to deal with it. So if I can deal with the pain and stuff and get off that daggone medicine, and hey, then I'm open to that. I'm open.
Yeah, and I love it. Did she freeze?
I think so.
Uh-oh. And like I said, I'm open to it, like she's saying, because I've been trying all these things, going to like
putting harmful chemicals in your body.
Exactly. Going through my insurance because, you know, this and that, and doing all the things that I was taught to do. You back? Hi. You froze.
I went out. You didn't hear what I said?
No, we didn't hear it. Can you say that again, please?
No, it was too much. It was too much.
But I'll also suggest transcendental meditation also.
Yeah.
A lot of famous people do transcendental meditation, like Lady
What is that?
Huh?
What is that? Explain that meditation.
Oh, transcendental meditation has been adapted from India, and we have transcendental centers all over the United States, and it's very affordable. But they teach you how to meditate in a deep state, and they have actual empirical studies that show that when you're able to go into a deep state, is she still on?
Yeah, she's there. It's all on you now.
Oh, okay. When you're in this deep state of meditation, it gives your body a chance to shed things, to heal, to lower your pain levels. Like Lady Gaga does it because of her fibromyalgia. And Katy Perry, there's some famous comics like the Seinfeld. I mean, a lot of famous people. Rick Rubin, I don't know if you know him, the founder of hip hop. Yeah. Right? I watched his special.
Wait a minute. Rick Rubin is the founder of hip hop?
Yeah.
Well, come on. This is Brenda talking here.
You know, Rick Rubin, Beastie Boys, he made the record label out of his dorm room.
But he's not the founder of hip hop. Brenda did hip hop before Beastie Boys.
Okay, one of movement. He helped with the movement.
He's a big contributor to the movement.
A nice guy who helped with the movement.
Yeah.
It was trying to help with the movement.
But he has this documentary about how he got into transcendental meditation and how he helps other famous people, to include Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers. And the side effect from transcendental meditation is you stop wanting to do drugs. And you stop
that sounds terrible. That sounds awful.
I know, right?
I don't have a problem with any of those.
But I will say, for me, the days I do my meditation are the nights I don't have night terrors. And I didn't expect that. So there is something to it. So I think maybe you could even say it's almost a form of self-hypnosis.
Yeah.
But if you're not engaged, if you're not wanting to embrace hypnosis, transcendental meditation.
I got it. It's self-soothing.
Yeah.
We want children to be able to self-soothe themselves when they're children, but then when we're become adults, I feel like we may forget to learn how, like, we don't know how to self-soothe ourselves,
right.
You know?
And when you're in that deep state of relaxation, your brain works in areas that it usually doesn't work, and it can get rid of the garbage that you store every day. And I will say, a busy meditation is a meditation. A lot of people think that it's quiet and you sit still and stuff like that. No, especially in the beginning, your brain is just going to be discharging because you're finally giving it a space to do it. Where usually we wait at night right before bed, and then our brain's going bonkers because we're not giving it that time to open up and get rid of the garbage.
Yeah, I tried meditating. Like, my therapist recommended it, and she recommended I start out, I think, with 2 minutes. I couldn't even make the 2 minutes. My brain kept going. I had to keep refocusing and resetting myself. So calming and thinking and meditating when you have a very active mind and imagination, it's not as easy to do as some people may think it is. Like, just to sit still and just go.
But that's the thing. You still are meditating. Every meditation is a good meditation.
Okay.
A busy meditation is a meditation.
Got it. All right.
You just picture like a lazy river, and you just ask the things to pass by and keep going.
Yeah.
And of course, things are going to pop up. Even like for me, creative things pop up. So I'll have a pen and paper ready, because some of my comedy and songwriting comes from a meditative state. So.
You there, honey?
Yep. It's just.
Oh no.
I know. We were worried about not having good Wi-Fi connection.
Yeah.
She'll be back. She always comes back. But yeah, it's true. I mean, I don't know. I mean, at this point in time, like I said, I've tried everything and anything, and now I'm willing to try. What is actually trying hypnosis going to do? Well, how is it going to hurt you? What, you're going to click around on stage like a chicken? I already do that. I'm a comedian.
I don't know. I don't know what's in your mind. I don't know what's in your mind. So it's froze again.
You're back. You're good.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So Michelle's going to get hypnotized, everybody. Brenda, how long does it take for it to take effect? Or do you notice immediately, or a few days, or is it a trigger?
I think that everybody has their own path on that, but usually the next session they may not think they notice stuff, but then I'll start asking questions, and then I'll realize, oh yeah, that's right, I didn't get as angry as I usually do. Oh yeah, I did sleep a little better. Sometimes it's just the smallest things that are the big things.
Wow.
And we celebrate all of them.
And I think of how many humans only use how much of their brain?
We actively use 6% of our brain.
6% of our brain. 6%.
But there's also a lot of theories that it's more or it's
less.
less. Yeah. And this is Ted.
Hi, Ted. Actually, his name's Theodore Roosevelt.
And he likes ears.
I love it.
The dog.
Yeah, he's my service dog in training.
Brenda has us. That's Theodore Roosevelt, the service dog in training.
They're like licking on your ears. Look, what do you got, salami behind your ears, Michelle? What is that?
I'm Italian. I don't know what the hell's behind my ears.
I can't. Lay down.
Oh gosh. Okay. Woo.
I know everyone's so quiet. Everyone's so quiet this morning. I'm telling you, nobody out there wants to be hypnotized. They're like, wait, no, it happens every day. Yeah.
I don't know if anybody wanted.
Would you try? Are you going to try it out there? Would you try it?
She says that it helps with the pain. I don't have nothing to lose. I mean, I just want to lose some of this pain and be more mobile. And, so if she can help me with the pain, I'm all for it. I'll try it.
Yeah, we'll do it online. So you don't have, it's just.
She can do it virtually too.
Yeah. I don't have an office. I know a lot of hypnotists have gone online because of COVID and everything. And it's just so much more convenient for the consumer and for the hypnotist. You don't have to be in an office. You don't have to worry about running into people. You don't have to travel. You do it in the safety of your home.
Now, why is it that insurance doesn't cover, they cover some chiropractic?
They do.
Well, I guess it depends on, but how come they don't cover hypnotists? Is this one of the areas of medicine where they say, it ain't medicine?
Well, I think it goes into the big pharma situation. But, they don't like covering acupuncture. They don't like covering holistic supplements and stuff like that work better than the medications that we take. So they have not embraced it despite the evidence.
But they did embrace
the fact those too with being approved or not. Massage therapy sometimes not.
No, they had happy ending.
Yeah.
They didn't embrace nothing to help you feel good and stay good, but they embraced insurance company experimental shots, I'm going to say, or jabs, experimental jabs, but they won't help you with your everyday live. I don't understand that.
Yeah.
It's money that rules.
Yeah.
Like I call health the wheel of death, the cycle of death, and it starts with us, the government, putting stuff in the air, the water, the land to get us sick. We run to the doctor. The doctor don't get us well. The doctor get us hooked on drugs. The doctor get us hooked on big pharma. Big pharma then grease the palm of the politician. And it's a big old vicious circle. It's the circle of death.
And that's what I was going to say. Lobbyists. He who lobbies the most gets the most.
The squeakiest wheel.
And I know this by being a person with a lot of infirmities or disability, and I be trying to lobby for the elderly and the disabled. Or every chance I get, I'm going to speak up for them because I feel like we don't have any representation for us. We don't have nobody speaking up enough for us because they don't do enough to check on us to make sure we're okay. They don't check on their people. They do more for other countries. That's just me. And let me tell you guys, when I became aware of this, when I became aware of all of this stuff.
When?
The day I became disabled.
Ow.
Before then, I didn't look. I didn't care. I didn't, we just did not pay attention or was not aware. But when you are in a certain situation and you was like, this was going on, what is happening? And it's like, boom. Can you hypnotize the president and stuff so they can get their act together?
If one could have such power.
One day.
They can hypnotize, all of y'all hypnotists get together and try to do a mass hypnosis act. Because a lot of people got to get their act together.
We could just, you know what? We could just do it at the Super Bowl.
No, there you go. And you got to realize that a lot of people make money off disabled people. Mm-hmm. Like you were saying with the medications and I can't even think, but it's a money machine, and the people that are well off are the ones that are benefiting off the disabled. So, how are you going to tackle the top 1%?
You're gonna have to wrangle up all your friends, Althea.
Yeah, get the foil hats.
You're gonna have to get the foil hats out. Let's go.
Just in here, it's over 43 million disabled people. Come on, we need to knock somebody up. Everybody pick their cane up, get in a wheelchair, set it ablaze. We need to do something. Yeah. And it's funny because people don't care until they get there. People don't care about the elderly until they get old, till they become that themselves. People don't care about the sick until they get sick. What and I was guilty as well. And I see and I understand now. Because a lot of stuff it didn't affect me until it hit home. Then it made me feel differently about a lot of different things.
Oh, absolutely. When we're working to survive and we're shielded from a lot of this information because we're not around disabled people, or maybe TV has a different description of them and the stereotypes. Like when I had one of my knee surgeries, I had to be in a motorized wheelchair at Walmart, and I couldn't believe how rude people were treating me because I didn't have they couldn't see my cane, So there's a lot of nasty stereotypes. There's a lack of education, like you're saying.
Yeah.
Yes, but that's the problem. There's a lack on education on every level.
Yeah.
On every stereotype, everything. It's just, it's ridiculous. And we need to be hypnotized just to be able to get through, to navigate and maneuver through this world with the cesspool that we call the world, because we got to go through so much crap.
Yeah, it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming. There is a lot, and I think one of the benefits of like you doing the Morning Mac show and talking about wellness and talking about hypnotism is now you're sharing something that is not traditional but has been shown to help people.
Yeah, there's evidence out there, like researched, quantified evidence,
just like therapy, like psychiatry and everything. And because I really believe there was like, oh, the guns this, guns that. Well, recently in our area, ladies, there was a stabbing. Somebody lost their life, but not with a gun. People lose their life every day. It does not have to be the guns that kill people. It's the people that kill people. And if we're not working on their mental or to understand what's going on and what's driving them to do what they do, that's what we got to work on. My son told me, Mom, if somebody want to kill you, they're going to kill you with or without a gun.
Yeah, but we don't want to give them too many opportunities to make it easy either. No. We're not going to leave arsenic laying around for them, are we?
But we do. We do every day, all day. They got drugs now you touch. They got drugs that give it to the kids. It's arsenic is here. It's around every day. So do we leave arsenic around? Yes. I got arsenic in the house. It's anything.
I'm not coming over to eat at your house.
I know.
Right? Anything can be arsenic, we could poison people, anything.
Yeah.
It just, we are the machines. We are supposed to be the well-oiled machines. And when you're like this computer, your brain is your CPU. And when there's a virus or bacteria in that CPU, it causes all types of wacky behavior.
It does.
And just like for my elderly people, and I know this, and even for myself, when you get sick, when you got an infection, let me use that for example, you become lethargic. Your mental is off.
Oh, absolutely.
When I was in a nursing home with my grandmother, those people was going crazy. You would think that they was all, but guess what it was coming from? A UTI.
Yeah.
A UTI would throw a person so off balance that mess with their mind. They screaming, they seeing stuff. And I'm going around looking, and I'm telling the nurses, I'm like, where they doctor at? Check them for this, check them for that. And they used to ask me, was I a nurse? I was just an RMA. But I know what you know.
Yeah.
And when
what I know is that you need to keep your brain healthy, because like you said, it's the computer that controls all the other functions that run your body. And when I had a seizure on the beach, my brain gave me the blue screen of death. And then for a brief moment in time, Althea, I did not like being disabled. I did not like having my power taken away from me. I did not like being able not to drive, and I lost my freedom, and I had to be taken care of from the joy sucker, my mother, and my father, the sucker of joy, and again, that made me realize too, that you got to be thankful for what you have. You have to take care of your brain, and you have to be nice to other people, because you don't know what the hell they have going on.
That's right. Because I was sitting there talking one day, leaving work, coming home. The next thing you know, I'm in the ICU somewhere. You're like, what? Where? How did I get here? Talking Heads said it best.
What? Which one? Which song?
This is not my house. This is not my beautiful wife. I love that song. Same as it ever was. Same as it ever was.
Seriously, I got it.
And the waters, back into the Blue Lagoon again as the waterfall. It's this big old vicious circle.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the new camera they got. I hear Dave Carter talk about it. Say a circle, go boop. Do you know how many people, how many things I wish I could boop out my life? So this can help me boop some things. I'm all for it.
She's ready to start booping.
All right.
We're gonna boop. We're booping out there. We're booping.
We're gonna get you boop first. Boop this pain. Boop. Can you help me with my eye, my vision? Can you hypnotize me into seeing again so I can drive it?
Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
Woo.
So that means no, Brenda, because you said wouldn't that?
Well, I cannot confirm or deny because I haven't heard of that. But I will say, people that do transcendental meditation talk about improvement of health to include being able to see better.
What?
Yeah.
Girl, you could see again.
Anything is possible. One person that I know who eats well and is on a wagon with the good health and watching what he do is our very own producer, Molly. I would like to get your thoughts, Molly, on hypnosis.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you believe in it?
We haven't heard from him yet, and I feel like he might have something to say.
Molly always has something to say, powerful. He's a good plethora of knowledge. Health is wealth, and that boy got it.
Do we have to move?
Molly Mall.
Hang on. Bessie's stuck under the chair. We gotta relocate for a moment. We gotta set Bessie free.
Come on, boom.
Come on.
Set Bessie free. Free. Set her
free. Got a little stuck.
She's looking for her ball.
Okay. All right.
Wow. So tomorrow, Tall Tale Thursdays, you'll be a new woman, Pucciarelli.
I know. I'll be on tomorrow to talk about it.
Today, Pucciarelli. This is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Yay. Everybody give Michelle a round of applause out there. Come on, you guys, clap it up. She is going where no other comedian that we know of has gone before. That we know yet.
Into my mind.
The first person that I know that has been hypnotized. Yeah. And I wish you nothing but the best of luck.
I know. You're so nice. And I think when Molly comes on, I'd like to hear what he has to say about this, because you only know what you know. And you start talking to people, you start learning more things. And now I know I've been struggling with something that I've been trying to shake off my back because it's a really annoying little monkey. So again, why not give it a try? What's the worst that can happen, Brenda? I end up happy?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Maybe she won't be a comedian.
I doubt that. But oh, God.
Kimberly is clapping for you, Michelle. Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you. It's like, you said you got a monkey on your back. I got a silverback gorilla on mine. You can get that monkey off your back. I'm gonna come over here and get this damn gorilla.
We'll do it.
Brenda. Get out the baseball bat.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, and do you have to do more than one application of hypnosis?
Usually, yeah.
How many?
Usually, and you don't ever want to suggest, but it could be 1 to 5. And then from there, maybe every other week or once a month. It just depends because, things in life pop up that you don't expect. And that could push you backwards a little bit.
Yeah.
So sometimes you need maintenance.
Okay. Now, I know your services are not free, correct?
Correct.
So do you want to give them a price if somebody that want to try you out?
Oh, right now, my promotional price is $100 per session.
$100 per session.
Yeah.
You can go get hypnotized. and hopefully a cure for your ills. It's $100 a session.
I don't know. So I don't know if look, I don't like the word cure mainly because I had gastric bypass surgery, and it was not a cure to me being fat. It's a tool. It's a tool.
They tell you it's a tool.
Yeah,
it's a tool.
So this is a tool too. Hypnosis is a tool too, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, you got to we exercise our bodies. We go to the gym and exercise our bodies. We worry about aging, but we do nothing to take care of our brains.
And without that working right, the exercise and the aging and all that doesn't really matter.
I don't worry about aging. Who worry about aging? I don't worry because
I do because I
get better. I get better with time. Black don't crack, but it sure as hell stretch. I say that all the time. It won't crack, but it will stretch. You know, and I got the stretch marks to prove it. You was normal size, then you got big, then you got down again. That's the stretch marks to prove it. It didn't crack good, but she sure enough, you know, I'm busting at the seams now, and I'm not talking about the comedy tour that I want to do, but I'm busting at the seams now.
You're flexible. You're flexible. You're adaptable.
Yeah. I'm double jointed. Is that what you said? I used to be a contortionist, but now I'm an extortionist. Brenda, I'm gonna help get you some people because I know a whole lot of people that could benefit from hypnosis.
Oh, absolutely. I have been hypnotized several times, and because I wouldn't do something to somebody that I haven't experienced, and it has been life-changing for the positive. It has made me less reactive. It makes me think about my options before I do something when I'm triggered. You know, I may not be perfect, but I have more good days than I do bad days.
Now, what do you say for those people who said that this is a money grab, that this isn't really about the healing or the people? It's more so about lining the pockets or taking advantage of what you call those people, weak-minded people. What do you say to people about that?
Well, for me, I'm a very ethical person, and that's just not who I am. And if it was that way, did it freeze?
No, I think okay.
I'm here.
Oh, okay. And if so, I think that it wouldn't exist as an entity in its entirety. Honestly, I think people would have shut it down by now. But if you read reviews and if you talk to people that have been hypnotized successfully, the research is out there. It's a real thing. Money grab, it would be snake oil or something like that. I know they're trying to put us in that category.
The pharmaceutical company.
Yeah. And theoretically, what isn't a money grab? This is something that's holistic, that if you're willing to invest the time and the money in yourself, again, you're not losing anything except a little bit of money at this point. And you've already spent so much money on putting other drugs and poisons into you. Smoking. Look, I smoke. Yes. Yeah, I love smoking. Well, but again, why not invest?
And I'm charging at least half price. So I'm not doing it for the money, believe me.
You're doing it for the healing. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. We're winding down our time, ladies. Let's invite Marley onto the scene. So he can tell everybody to give their parting words. Marley Mall.
He disappeared again.
It's Marley. It's okay. It might be the service of the connection. I'll do it. Michelle, what are some parting words? And Brenda Joy.
What can you say? Since you're the guest today.
Love yourself unconditionally. Embrace the imperfection of yourself. Set yourself free.
Woo-sa.
See? Amen. I'm just going to add because that's the way to be.
Let yourself free.
Love and harmony.
Amen.
Gosh. I know I worry a lot. People may not believe it. I'm anal retentive about certain things. People may not believe it. Look, Michelle's like, I believe it. So it's, hey.
But it's all from a good place. It's all from a good place. The worry, and again, being anal retentive, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing at this moment in life, because those people always seem to know where their shit is, unlike me.
I know, right? In the right environment, it's great. Right?
It's a good thing, exactly.
You're a research scientist, yeah.
You're detail oriented. Yeah. What's that? I can't hear you. Did she lose her sound? Oh, Lordy. Well, I think she lost her sound. We may just have to end the show. I can't hear you.
Sign language.
I can't hear you.
Why you can't hear me?
Oh,
Now we are. Yay.
Oh. I don't know why
What you
couldn't
doing over there?
Me. I'm trying to find. Oops, somebody said something.
Oh, I was on it. It was Kim clapping and laughing at us. Thank you, Kimberly. Really appreciate that. But no, in all seriousness, the comments have actually been quiet today. Everyone must have been hypnotized by our voices.
Ooh, it works. Nice.
Is that what it is? Ah, gotcha, everyone. That's what happened to Molly. Fell asleep.
I know the people not there. Molly Mall might be doing something else. So Michelle, we're gonna have to end the show today ourselves.
That works for me, my love.
I have an event coming up on March the 29th, a speaking engagement.
April 29th.
Thank you, Michelle.
You're
where
welcome.
I'm actually speaking is going to be at Martin's Crosswinds or Trade Winds.
Mm-hmm.
You guys come out, get a ticket, come out to the event. You will be seeing me in a different light. I'm always a comedian, but I'm very serious and passionate about things as well. You know, you guys know that. So come on out, look for the flyer. I was sending everything out. It's supposed to be like really nice engagement. So just be looking out. I'm gonna send that stuff out today.
All right.
And we love you, Brenda. Thank you for coming on. It's been a wonderful show. I thank you so much for being our guest, and thank you so much for helping my girl, my little Pucciarelli.
I'll check back in after we get done.
Yes. Peace,
all right.
y'all.
Love you.
All
Great show. Peace and love to everyone.
All right.